A lot of people think that hospice is a place, but it's not. Hospice is a service and a philosophy of care, and it's brought to where the patient is. Hospice is wherever you want it to be. So most people want to be in their home. That's where hospice is. Hospice comes to the patient rather than the patient coming to hospice.
Here, the philosophy is different. Hospice care, we do not only treat the patient, we truly treat the whole family. It's truly in my mind what the old art of medicine should be. You have to relieve the suffering.
One of the most important things that we should do as hospice and palliative care physicians is never go in with an agenda, and we need to leave our agenda at the door, because it is even more so important that patients and families tell us what's important to them, and for us to tailor the services that we have available and can provide.
We are there to listen, to identify what is important to this person. What do they define as quality of life? We really try to focus on you, your needs, your family's needs, so that we can best define those as your quality of life.
We have nurses that typically are going to visit their patients a couple times a week. We have a social worker for each patient, chaplains that help with bereavement, hospice aides who are often some of the most revered providers according to the patients and families, because they are the ones providing some of the most intimate care. We have volunteers that are specifically trained, and then of course we have our administrative staff that's always there to help and answer questions.
Often they realize that there is all this number of people that are there for me, for us.
There is not a day when I'm caring for patients, when I'm in seeing a patient, that I don't think about the day when I'm sitting in the chair they're in. And I think about how I want to be treated, and how I want somebody to approach me, and how I want somebody to support me. And I try really hard to keep that as a part of how I care for patients.
It's me, Dr. Nolan. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, dear.
How have you been?
I've been doing well.
Being a physician, I've had a lot of my patients on hospice, and I know what I want for my patients, and being in this role allows me to make the changes for the quality for my patient whenever they're needed. I feel privileged to be able to offer that service to the family. Hey, hi. How are you? You're looking good today.
What often we'll hear from patients' families after we've been involved in their care is that even though they've had a doctor for 40 years, it's the care and understanding and compassion that they experience from us during these difficult times that meant more to them than their doctor of 40 years.
All right. I'll see you. I think the feedback we've gotten from patients and families is really that they feel supported, they feel that we've been responsive, they've gotten the care they needed when they needed it. And sometimes that care is really just a comforting word and not necessarily a medication. Or maybe it's just explaining something to them so they feel comfortable with what they see and what they're experiencing.
We're all going to die, and to have a peaceful passing is one of the best gifts that we can provide patients and their loved ones who are going to be the ones left after somebody passes. Just being able to know that they did everything that they could, they were there with them, and it makes grieving the loss of that loved one so much easier.